Chapter 37. Liam's POV. 74. 55 vouchers. The next day, I woke up before my alarm, heart already racing like I'd missed something important. For a few seconds, I just stared at the ceiling, replaying the night before. Angela's voice. The way she stood beside me, not behind me. The certainty in her tone when she said something real. Real. The word lodged itself in my chest and refused to leave. I swung my legs off the bed and stood there, rubbing my face. I couldn't undo what my parents had done. I couldn't unplant whatever doubt Ethan had tried to bury in her head. But I could do something else. I could show her. Not with big gestures. Not with declarations that would send her running. But with the kind of affection that didn't demand anything back. My hands reached for my phone and I called Marcus. It was still early, so the bastard would still be sleeping. Well, too bad. I was always ready to listen to whatever he had to say at any time he wanted me to. He answered on the third ring, his voice still groggy with sleep. Liam fucking Kingston, what the hell do you want this early in the morning? I rolled my eyes and scoffed. Who is it this time that kept you company for the night? I asked, and I could see his stupid smirk as I heard him shuffle for his clothes. A crazy ass model who's a fan. She was all over me at the bar, he said, his voice holding an edge, and I laughed softly. Among all the guys, Marcus was the biggest playboy ever. He fucked both men and women without remorse. He was the true definition of a playboy. I heard the door close and then he walked out, probably leaving for his own apartment. He never took girls home. Ever. So, what's up, still having trouble? He asked, and I scoffed. You have no idea, I said, running my hand through my hair. I want to court Angela. But I don't want her to know that I'm doing that. There was a pause and then Marcus laughed. I groaned at the sound. When he stopped, his voice rang through. You must be joking, he said. Burr. When he didn't hear my voice, he let out a cough. You're serious? He asked, his voice filled with disbelief. I am, I replied, bracing for another bout of laughter. How do you intend to do that? He asked, and I released a sigh. I'll start small. I called to say if you have any ideas, just let me know, okay? I asked. He was silent for a beat. All right, came his reply. But you owe me for this, King. No problem, I replied, and the call ended. I moved quietly through the apartment, pulling on a shirt and grabbing my keys. The cafe on the corner was just opening, the one Angela liked because they don't burn their espresso like amateurs. When I got back, I set her favorite coffee on the counter, oat milk, extra foam, 1 sugar, and stared at it longer than necessary. 12:09 Monday, January 26, GR. Chapter 37. You're ridiculous, I muttered to myself. Still, I grabbed a pen and a pack of sticky notes from the drawer. You handled last night like a queen. I stuck it on the fridge, half hidden behind a magnet. Don't forget your lunch. Inside her bag, tucked carefully where it wouldn't feel invasive. You're doing great today. On the bathroom mirror, low enough that she'd only see it when she leaned closer. 65 vouchers. By the time I was done, my chest felt tight. This wasn't pretending. This was courting. And the worst part was, I liked it. I heard her door open down the hall. I straightened, leaning casually against the counter just as Angela walked into the kitchen, hair slightly messy, wearing one of my hoodies like it belonged to her. Her eyes went straight to the coffee. She stopped and looked at it. Then looked at me. What's that? She asked carefully. Coffee. I can see that, she said. Why is it my coffee? I shrugged, aiming for nonchalance and probably missing by a mile. Maintaining appearances. You know. In case someone's watching. She narrowed her eyes. At 7 in the morning, who would be watching us? The FBI, I said seriously. They're very invested in our relationship. A smile tugged at her mouth despite herself. You're impossible. She picked up the cup, sniffed it, then took a sip. Her shoulders relaxed instantly. This is exactly right, she admitted. Obviously, she glanced around the kitchen, her gaze catching on the fridge note. She read it and then she froze. I watched her carefully. You didn't have to do this, she said softly. I know. She looked at me again, searching. No one's watching, Liam. I met her eyes. Maybe I want her anyway. The silence that followed was heavy, charged. For a second, I thought she might say something that would unravel everything. Instead, she cleared her throat. I need to pick up my dry cleaning before work. I'll drive you. She blinked. You don't have to. Good practice, I said lightly, looking couple-ish in public. She hesitated, then nodded. Okay, the drive was easy. Too easy. She fiddled with the radio before settling on a podcast. This one talks about unsolved mysteries, she said. It helps me focus. Morbid, I teased. Educational, she shot back. Did you know some people just disappear and no one ever figures out why? 12:09 Monday, January 26 gr. Chapter 37. Comforting thought, I said dryly. 74. 55 vouchers. She laughed, real and unguarded, and something warm spread through my chest. We talked about nothing. A book I was halfway through. A woman in our building who always wore a purple tracksuit like it was a uniform. Angela told me she secretly named her tracksuit Tina. When we pulled up at the dry cleaners, I got out and opened her door without thinking. She paused, halfway out of the car, studying me like I'd spoken in a language she didn't understand. You don't have to do all this, she said quietly. I know. No one's watching us here. I met her gaze. Maybe I want her anyway. She searched my face, clearly deciding whether to push or let it go. Finally, she stepped out, smoothing her coat. Thank you, she said. For the door. For everything, she corrected. Inside, she handed over her ticket while I waited beside her. The cashier smiled knowingly. You two are cute, she said. Angela stiffened, but I just smiled. Thanks. Outside, Angela exhaled. That was dangerous. What was dangerous? Smiling like that, she said, people might believe it. I looked at her. Do you believe it? She didn't answer. Just gave me a small smile and climbed back into the car. At her office building, she hesitated before getting out. Last night, she said, hand on the door handle. I meant what I said. I just don't want you thinking it changes things. I nodded. I know. Good, she said. Because I don't want to lead you on. The words hit harder than they should have. I'll see you tonight, I managed. She smiled. See you. I sat there for a long moment after she walked inside, phone heavy in my hand. Me. I'm in so deep I can't see daylight anymore. Marcus, then stop pretending and tell her the truth. I huffed out a laugh. Me. If I do that, she'll leave. Marcus, or she'll stay. Me. You don't know her. 26. C. 12:09 Monday, January 26th. Chapter 37. Marcus, I know fear. And you're letting it run the show. 74. 55 vouchers. I stared at the screen, then locked it. He wasn't wrong. But he wasn't right either. Angela's trust was fragile. Built slowly. Carefully. One wrong move and it would shatter. So I'd keep showing her. Keep choosing her. Quietly. Steadily. Even if it killed me. That night, when she came home, she found another note waiting. Glad you're back. She looked at me, eyes soft. You're going to spoil me, she said. Good, I replied, get used to it. She laughed, and for a moment, it felt like the most natural thing in the world. Dangerously real. And I had no idea how long I could keep pretending that it wasn't exactly what I wanted. Comment. Send gift. Pin.